What is going on YouTube? It is your boy Jinzo Omega back today with another video. Today we got an unboxing of the Ultimate Legends Akaza from Demon Slayer. I picked this figure up over at Walmart for about 15 bucks. I am a fan of the Demon Slayer anime, so I definitely wanted to check this figure out. This guy looks pretty cool. This is the front of the box right here. Got a couple of nice packaging here with a nice wavy pattern here with the gold trim. Definitely looks nice. Got a little headpiece photo pose of Akaza, I should say. Excuse my language. This is the side of the box here. I love the details on the box. This gold trim right here with the wording, probably some Japanese kanji saying his name or a phrase. Of course, we got the Demon Slayer logo right here. I didn't talk more about the front of the box. On the front of the box, we do have this Ultimate Legends at the top right here. High definition, so it must, I don't know what classify it as high definition. Maybe it's the articulation or the design that's on the actual figurine itself. But it definitely looks like a wonderful figure. I definitely appreciate getting this figure. I saw, like I said, at Walmart for about 15 bucks. And I said, let me go grab this real quick and see what it is. This is the back of the box right here. It has a bunch of warnings right here. It has a pose. Looks like a Akazawa's signature pose, what it looks like. I haven't caught up in the Demon Slayer anime. I haven't got to this point yet because I did just recently start watching Demon Slayer again, or trying to watch Demon Slayer again, I should say. So I haven't been caught up to this. I read it a little bit in the manga, but he does really look like a cool villain. And I know he was the villain, the main villain for the second movie that just came out as well. This is the bottom of the box, literally nothing here. All right, let's get into it. Like I said, I hope this figure is a really nice figure. I picked it up for, like I said, about 15 bucks. So I'm not complaining. It was pretty cheap on that end. Get this figure open here without destroying the box. There we go. Get a little tear here. Destroying the box out of the way. And he has this little shell right here, and this is the figure. Looks like about underneath 5 inches. Look like maybe it's about 5 inches. Let's take him out of the shell here. I gotta say, fresh off a hand out of box, this is actually really good. I actually like this here. He's very articulated. Now, the details on the face could be a little bit better, but for a $15 figure, it's actually pretty good. I do like the details on the hair. Got the little ripples effects right here on the hair. Looks really nice. It does have these like long line details. Maybe these like his long tattoos or whatever that's on his body. Curse marks or something like that. These look really nice. Oh, the arm popped off. That was completely my fault. I was playing with it a little bit too hard, but I think that might be an issue because they're kind of loose a little bit. Like I said, this isn't a premium figure. You're paying about 15 bucks for it, so it's not that bad. But it's for the price, it's actually really nice. I actually like this. Let's look at the back of the figure. Oh, I do like the designs on the back of the figure. His legs are feeling a little bit too tight, and they don't. Okay, so, oh, hold on, excuse me. So they do have a joint underneath here. That's not a regular joint. Usually the figures like SH Figures or Voltec, their joints go all the way up. I guess this have like a little, let's see how this is working with. Look at like a little joint right here. It just splits off. That's kind of a weird design, but I guess if that works, it works. Okay, let's get into articulation. So let's start with the head. So the head can definitely go up and down about this much. You guys see it? Goes up and down about this much. Head turns this much. Head turns this much. Can't do a whole 360, so it can't do the Exorcist. Shoulders go around, if you guys can see it. Go around there on this little ball joint, kind of. This little skinny ball joint right here. It's a little loose right here, but it's not as bad as I believe the Tanjiro one was. I do have the Tanjiro one. I just don't have it out and about right now for the review. I might just see if it's the same joints though. I'm pretty sure they are the same joints. I don't know why this one would be a lot more firm than the other ones, but you know. Does have a single joint elbow. Again, you're not playing. An arm just came right off, okay? And then you just push right back there. Does have a bicep swivel right here, which is really nice. I love figures that have bicep swivels, absolutely. But like I say, he doesn't have a double hinge. I'm sorry, a single hinge joint for the elbow. Again, you're not paying, you know, premium prices for this. You're paying $15 to $10, and then you got the standard. Looks like a standard ball peg for the wrist as well. Looks really nice. Now, what I am noticing about this figure is I wish it would have came with some hands or something, you know, with a little bit of accessories. It just came kind of basic with just him. You know, most of the Demon Slayer figures that I picked up from the Ultimate Legend lines had at least some type of accessory, whether it was a sword or some type of effect piece. At least it came with something, you know. This feels like it didn't came with anything. But again, for a $15 figure, I'm not complaining. That could have been way, way worse. He does have this ab crunch right here, but it doesn't do as much. If you guys look at it right here, it comes down about that much for the ab crunch at the back. I mean, for the bottom. And then going back, it goes about that much as well. You guys can see it. The arms they can cross if you make it go this way, but they're going to pop out like this. So you're going to have a little bit of restriction on that one. But again, for a $15 figure, cannot complain. He does have no waist swivel, none, super glued or something like that. This material he does not have that at all. I'm glad that he has the upper body swivel though. He does have an upper body swivel, which makes it really nice. Again, we go down to the lower waist right here. The lower waist, he does have this joint where it comes out. The legs go up, of course. It goes up about this much. Goes back and the arm just going to fall off. We're just going to let the arm fall off. And it goes, legs go back about that much. Same thing with the other one. The other one goes that much, but I think it's getting hindered by the plastic right here underneath. So you might be a little bit worried about that, but that is a little plastic thing that you're going to have to deal with, especially with these premium figures. Sometimes they like to scrape up with these materials. It just happens. And then same thing with this one, goes back about that much. It is a single jointed knee. And then like I said, for doing the splits, he can do a split, but he can't do the full 180. And it's again because of these joints right here, how they design these joints right here, where it comes like all the way, instead of this piece moving, only this piece moves. I don't understand that. Maybe it's because I don't know if it's just because of this joint. Maybe the joint don't come out all the way like it's supposed to, but it is what it is. Again, for a $15 figure, can't complain. Like I said, comes with a single jointed knee as well. Basic rooms. Goes, of course, it goes to the 90 degrees, but it doesn't go any extra to push back anything like that. Goes up straight like that and does not have a leg swivel right here. He does have anchor rockers, though, which is kind of crazy for a $15 figure. They put anchor rockers here. Of course, no toes articulation, no heel articulation, anything like that. It does go up and down, and that's about it with the ankle rocker. That is about it. So overall, for this $15 figure, like I said, I'm not going to complain. It is a good figure for $15 for the price-wise. I wish it came with a little bit more, maybe some accessories, maybe some effect pieces. But overall, it's definitely a decent figure. All right, let's get into the size comparison. So we're going to start the first size comparison. Let's move everything out the way. And then for the size comparison, we're going to have one of the goats right here, Yusuke Urameshi from SH Figure Arts line. And then we're going to have Toji from the Jujutsu Kaisen SH Figure Arts line. And you can see the size comparison. It is on the shorter side, so it's about 5 inches, almost getting to 5 inches. Yusuke is about 6, Toji is about 6.5. So this is pretty accurate when it comes to it. But it's like I said, for a $15 figure, it is pretty good. It definitely would fit well with if it was a little bit higher, probably like 5'5". If they made it that 5'5" lift, it probably would fit a lot more better with your collection for your SH figure artists. And then we're going to do another comparison real quick. We're going to compare it to the Jada Toys Street Fighter 2 Ryu. We can stand up completely straight. There we go. And then we're going to compare him to the SH Figuarts One Piece Luffy. Like I said, it is a little short on the short side for 15 bucks. You can't complain about it. I do, like I said, wish he came with a little bit more accessories and came a little bit taller. Maybe they could have expanded the waist a little bit more or expanded the legs a little bit more, but overall for $15, I can't complain. Again, it is a good figure, but this is the size that you're probably going to get into for this figure. So, and that being said, like I said, I do definitely agree with this pickup. Anybody who's looking for a cheap Demon Slayer figure for 15 bucks, I can't complain. Again, I wish they would have threw in a little bit more because they're saying there's the high definition, which I don't understand what the high definition is about this for this character. But overall, it's still a cool looking figure. I'm definitely going to be happy to have it in the collection. Be wary if you are buying this figure about the arm joints. I always have a problem with the arm joints. Even with the Tanjiro that I picked up, that arm joint was absolutely bad. I don't know if it was because the quality of the figure that I picked up or something else, but it was pretty bad. So be wary of that. This one is not as bad as the Tanjiro one, though. This is actually feeling a little bit more loosey-goosey and nice. I definitely appreciate it. With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like what you see, definitely drop a like, comment, share. I definitely appreciate it. I'm going to get back to buying more figures and unboxing a lot more. If you are interested in this figure, like I said, I picked this up at Walmart for about 15 bucks. I'm pretty sure you can find it online for a little bit cheaper as well. That being said, it's your boy Genzo Omega signing out. Peace.